someone introduced me to heroin, and once I started, I was just off and running.
When my parents did an intervention on me, I am so grateful that they did that, because if they wouldn't have done that, I wouldn't be sober today.
And now I'd say the average is maybe a week and a half that she can stay clean, but she leaves home and we don't know what she's doing.
Hello everyone. My name's Mike Cohan and this is Recovery Now. Okay, I'd like to welcome Jennifer. Come on up. What was your drug of choice?
Heroin.
Heroin?
Yes.
How old were you when you started?
18.
Wow.
Yeah.
And did something lead to that, or just was it right to heroin?
I had some health issues and I started using Vicodin, and was just not strong enough anymore. So someone introduced me to heroin, and once I started, I was just off and running.
Smoking it?
Smoking it for the first couple years, and then at 21, I met someone who showed me how to use the needle, and it was over.
At that point?
Yeah.
So it was always injecting from that point?
Always injecting, yeah. Heroin, and then methamphetamines came in the mix as well. You know, next thing I knew, I was doing heroin, and basically at the end, about 10 months ago, I was like living in a motel room, and my life consisted of shooting dope and figuring out how I was gonna get my next fix, who I was gonna steal money from, if it was gonna be my parents, do credit card fraud, hustle off the streets. And basically it wasn't even like I was getting high anymore in the end. All it was about maintaining being well so I wasn't sick. So it wasn't even fun. I basically lied in bed all day and watched TV and just shot dope. And I mean, that's no existence for a 24-year-old. My family deserted me, my friends deserted me. My now ex-boyfriend wanted basically to have nothing to do with me except to get him dope, and my life was just absolutely miserable, and it was either keep going on or death. I mean, I'm convinced.
Our last show ended with Todd. Todd's done an excellent job, but for now I want to show you a little clip from the last show. What's going on?
Well, basically, I've pretty much lived a destructive lifestyle for the past 20 years of my life, and it's only getting worse. And I have a little boy that, you know, needs me. I had several attempts at treatment, failed attempts. I'd go away for like 30 days, 60 days. And I did a couple years in jail, you know. But as soon as I got out, I went right back to it. And I finally came to the realization that in order for me to, you know, get sober, I have to take myself out of my element, you know, so.
All it takes is willingness from you, willingness to take the direction, and we're here for you. And it's a long-term program, and it's a private facility, but we're willing to do this because we see that there is hope. We want to reach our hands out to you, as people did with us. And all you got to do is just, you know, say you want the help and you're willing to do whatever it takes. What do you think? Do you want to get sober?
Absolutely.
Do you really
absolutely. With all my heart, absolutely. It's a long time coming, Mike. It really is. You know. But I got it. It has to happen now. You know.
We're behind you every step of the way, and this is kind of what recovery is all about. So thank you for coming. Thank you for taking the chance and flying cross country. It shows that you're willing to do whatever it takes to you know, have what we have.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
You know, I'd have a little, your girlfriend sent me a letter. Every time he wanted to get sober, something would always stand in his way, whether it was himself or a lack of insurance. All he needed was someone to believe in him and give him a chance.
I'm lucky to have her. I put her through hell for the past 7 years. I've been in jail. would not come home for a couple days. I would take her car, I would steal money from her. I pawned her jewelry. I mean, it was bad. The drugs totally consumed my life, totally consumed it. And the only thing that made me happy was the drugs, to numb it. And then, you know, I would feel worse the next day, so I would get high, you know. And there'd be moments of clarity where I'd be like, what are you doing, dude? You have a son, you have this, you know. But I was just so far in a rut, I couldn't get out.
This is a letter that I got from your 8-year-old son, Max. Thank you for helping my daddy get better and making him a better person. Thank you, Mike, from Max, Todd's son. And that really wasn't really for me, that's really for you, because you're doing all the work.
My parents, when I got sober 13 years ago, did an intervention on me. I am so grateful that they did that, because if they wouldn't have done that, I wouldn't be sober today.
If you can remember back 13 years ago when your family did an intervention on you, you said that it was good for you, that's what got you into treatment. And at the time, were you resistant to going, or was it almost like, oh, there you guys are, I've been waiting for you?
I didn't have a problem. They had the problem, they were crazy, and I was in complete denial. I did not want to admit anything.
So what's different that's making it work at the Friendly House?
This is the first time I've ever actually asked to be put in treatment, and I've actually sought help. What else is different is I actually work with a sponsor. It's highly recommended at Friendly House that you work with the sponsor, you start working the steps. And they have groups there where you do Big Book and 12 and 12, and you actually are able to learn about the steps, and you're able to use the steps in your life today. And I incorporate everything I've learned, not only from my sponsor, but from Friendly House, but from the other women I live with. They're all examples. And that's basically how I'm able to change and do what I'm doing.
Called you yesterday. I got a call this morning from you early. We talked. You were so great. She was so grateful to be able to come and help other people, knowing that these are going to be stories of hope.
I didn't want anybody to know.
13 years later, and now you're helping other people. You set up interventions for people. You set up low-cost interventions.
And these times, you know, people don't have a lot of money for treatment. I love being able to help people.
Right now, I'm feeling happy. I'm sure there's going to be days where things aren't going right, but I just have to learn how to live, you know, without drugs, on life's terms, pretty much.
You know, we put our family through so much, but it's amazing, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this, how quickly you get the trust back. Now, they're on the East Coast, correct?
Yes, they're in Pennsylvania.
Okay, well, we have a little surprise for you. You were going to have them come out for Christmas, but we thought it would be great for them to come out for Thanksgiving. So we have 2 people in the audience, I think, here, 2 supporting people. Are they here? Come on down. Come on up here.
Don't be shy, it's okay. Okay. Like your hair.
Yeah, you can take that back. I got nervous for a second. I thought that they forgot to go get you, because they were at the restaurant hiding out. I'm like, they're not standing up. Where are they? So what do you think? It's good to see your dad? That was a great letter you wrote. What do you want to tell your dad right now?
Don't be shy, it's okay.
It's okay.
I love you. Is there anything you want to say to your dad? I love you too.
Love you. So we have Eliza and Max. It's great to finally meet you.
So,
Was it okay flight?
yeah.
You're nervous
It's
though.
Okay, yeah.
It's so great that you came. People really can turn around and become miracles. It's, you know, it seems right now that 28 days isn't that big of a deal, but it so much is. You know, when you see this and you can know and trust that someone is looking out for you and they have your back. People need that little boost of hope. They need to know that they too can become a miracle. When your dad comes back, he's going to be a different man.
I needed help, and so I went and got the help.
What was the straw that broke the camel's back?
I was just sick and tired of being sick and tired. I had no one talking to me, no one in my life.
When you see stories like these, like that people that have shared with us here, look around this room with everyone here in recovery, it's like, how could you say no to this? How long have you been sober for?
I'm coming up on 9 months.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
This is what we need to hear. You know, we need to hear the 9-month story. It's important. 25 years old, you have your whole life ahead of you. You went down a wrong path, but I think after we hear your story, maybe it wasn't the wrong path. Maybe it was exactly what needed to happen.
Yeah, I agree, definitely.
What's going on with you now?
Well, today I currently live at the Friendly House, and I've been at the Friendly House for 8 months. And the Friendly House is actually a women's treatment facility where they basically teach you how to live with dignity. I was like a nobody before. I had no idea how to live life, and they taught me how to be a lady. They've taught me how to make my bed. They've taught me how to cook dinner. I never knew how to cook, and they've taught me that. They do one-on-one sessions. The director, Peggy Albrecht, we're very close. I'm able to go and speak to her about anything that's going on in my life. They've encouraged me to go back to school. They've encouraged me to get a job. And I'm doing all that today, and I have my family in my life. And that's like the number one thing is I am a responsible, productive member of society today. I'm proud to say that.
Pretty amazing. Wow. So I think it's just interesting to have some questions from the audience here that Cindy kind of works on both sides and also has had experience. Someone did an intervention on her and she's done an intervention on one of her loved ones. So I think it'd be informative if anyone would like to ask any questions.
Hi.
Hi.
How do you know when the time is right for an intervention?
When the time is right, it is now.
Well, as a mom, we know there's a problem and we try to fix it. We try to help it. You feel like you can get beyond it, so you don't need to do an intervention. But there has to become a point. I mean, what is it that should trigger in my head? I have to do this now.
Take all those what ifs, throw them out the window, and just do what you got to do. And that would be getting your loved one help. Treatment works.
It seems so simple to just make that step, but it's just how do we get the people to actually just take the step and do it? And it starts with the family, just going ahead with the intervention, and it starts with the client actually coming into treatment. Would you mind coming up so we can ask you some more questions?
Sure.
Come on up. Okay, or come on down. The price is right. Sounds like you have a loved one or you want to make the decision to do an intervention.
I do. I do have a loved one. And I guess I felt that it's been time for a long time, but the same thing was happening where she thought she could do it herself. She didn't need to go to a recovery center or rehab. And I wanted to believe her. I still want to believe her, but I know better. I believe I know better. Health-wise, I know it's, well, killing her. And it's destructive for the family. And she's so young and she's so beautiful. And she can do so much. And I hear the stories of people where it drags on with them for 10, 15, 20 years. And I don't want to see her in 20 years in the same situation.
What is the drug of choice?
Meth.
Okay.
She has made the call once to me, Mom, I want to come home. And then she called her dad not too long ago, just a few days ago, and said she wanted to come home. So I believe she's at the point where she's ready. She wants to, but I still don't think she can do it alone.
Who is this loved one?
It's my daughter.
What's your daughter's name?
Her name's Megan.
Okay. And how old is she?
20.
She's 20.
Yeah. Yeah. This has been ongoing for 5, maybe 6 years. And it breaks my heart.
What would you say to her right now?
I love her. And I want the world for her. And just please do what we need to do to help you.
Megan? Hi. Can you come down here? Well, you're so brave to come up here.
Yeah, I'm a brave girl.
Thanks for coming up here. Well, you know you're struggling. Well, we know you're struggling. And I know you've tried. Why waste the time at this point? Mm-hmm. And I think you can feel the people in this room, the love in this room. There's many different lengths of sobriety, some other people that are looking to get sober as well. But it's the beauty of this group because we're all here and no one's judging you in any way. And we're all like, oh boy, we've been there before.
It's a relief, definitely, to know that everybody else has been through the same thing, because it's hard to explain to somebody that hasn't been there. It's hard to get them to understand because that's what you're afraid of, is being judged by them. And it's nice to know that there's other people that feel exactly what you're going through. I've mostly just kind of just disappear. I'm the master of MIA. So, but I finally decided that I need my family there, and to not be afraid. They know that I'm in my addiction, so it's better to have them there rather than pushing them away. And now I've realized that I do need them and I need help, because I've been trying this on my own for years. As young as I am, it's been an ongoing battle, and I'm ready to stop it. Done with it.
Can you tell me any bit about how bad it's been right now?
I went to jail and I OR'd and was there for a few days, which is enough for me. And I've kind of put off. I went back out and I used, so I've been clean for, I don't know the exact date. It's been over a week now. I met a couple people actually, and like my old friends that I used to have that didn't use, and I started hanging out with them, and I was like, this is what I like. This is who I am. I got to be more myself. I'm very outgoing and fun and spontaneous, and I didn't do all the fun things that I used to do. And it's kind of just a few events that have happened in the last few weeks have made me really open my eyes and see the person I really want to be and the person that I am. Where I'm at, where I've been, is not me, and I want to be me again, because I haven't been me for a long time.
Well, I think there's a lot of hope here. I think you're willing.
Definitely.
So, we have a package here for you, and if you accept, then you can actually go in today. There's no time like the present. What do we have to lose at this point, So what do you say? What do you think?
I'll take it.
Right on.
I've learned a lot, and I know what I have to do, and I'm finally ready to start my life.
Right on.
I know she's going to be safe tonight. I love you too.